G'day everyone and welcome back to NS2HD. This is a Build 180 clan matchup between the clans Kharaa and HBZ. This is the first clan matchup I have recorded on Build 180 and I am here with Tempest.
Hey everyone.
And today we have something a little bit special to start off this game. We have a pre-game show, a pre-match interview between us and some of the players from Kharaa. We have Smorg and Smoru who played as the team leaders for Kharaa on the Marine and Alien sides respectively. And we're going to ask them a couple of questions before this game starts. So my first question for you guys is, are you going to win this game?
Yo, I'm going to let you answer that one.
Of course we're going to win. We're amazing.
Alright, and can you guys give us a rundown of some of the tactics you expect to use?
So, like, I've been the one that's going over Marine stuff lately. Obviously, we just had, like, a build update. So we're a little bit rusty as to some of the new stuff that's going on because we haven't had much chance to like try it out properly. But we're hoping to get 2 early resource towers just to give it a try on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And hopefully we're going to be pushing pretty quickly after getting shotguns into crossroads. Hopefully when we manage to do that, we're going to be heavily trying to deny any kind of expo that the aliens are going to go for and finally manage to push in once we've got sort of control of the crossroads section. So we're hopefully going to try and end the game there.
Alright, thanks very much guys. We'll see you in there.
Bye.
See you in there.
Alright, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us, and now we are going into the game. So we are going to go ahead and introduce the two teams. On the Marine side, we have Kharaa, made up of Bear Glue, Keith Wade, Vez, Wildman, Smorg, and Smoru.
And on the Aliens, we have Heidi's Beck Ziegen with Shalorius, Basti, Trainee, Depara, Listrel, and Wolf 21.
Alright, and I hope you've enjoyed that pre-game show, guys. Let us know what you think about that in the comments. We are now very close to game start. Teams are milling around, and 2, 1, here we go. The game has begun, and they are both moving out. Let's see what happens here. Will it be a standard start, or will we see something a little bit interesting? Looks pretty standard from the Marine side, but on the Alien side, something's going on.
Yeah, they're grouped together. We've seen this before. It's a rush. They're moving quickly to surface access. They're going to ignore the power nodes. The Marines they don't know. They're too focused on the other side of the map, and the Aliens are pushing together.
Whatever Marines are in ventilation are about to get a nasty surprise. Here they go. They are under heavy attack. Those Skulks have just totally annihilated that Marine, and they're now going to press through to Marine start.
Completely ignored the power nodes, just completely ignored everything, just moving in to swamp the Marines, put some pressure early on. I love this. This is a great tactic.
It is really good because you can usually catch the Marine team with maybe 2 or 3 Marines, even in a 6v6, over in flight control trying to grab that extractor. But some good shooting from Kharaa saved them from disaster there, and now the Aliens are consolidating what they've gained and are taking surface access, and we have a real treat here. Basti has provided his perspective as a gorge for this entire game, and that's just going to be wonderful. Also, Shalorius, the Alien Commander, provided his perspective. Unfortunately, I was unable to use it, but thank you very much, Shalorius, for providing that perspective. And SRS Green Blue, depending on his day, he also provided a perspective. He was Cam 4 in this game, but we were unable to use it. But Shalorius and Blue, thank you very much for doing that. What have we got Basti doing here?
Okay, Basti, never mind Basti for now. We've got Aliens moving straight into Marine start again. They've taken out the Commander, it looks like. Taken out, they're just swamping all over them. And then,
they're going to start landing bikes in the infantry portal soon. This is massive.
Absolutely. And while they put the pressure on there, we've got Basti at the back tending to his little garden, taking out the infantry portals. The Aliens are running 2 strategies at the moment, which is really effective. Pressure on Marine start while consolidating their position in surface access.
That is absolutely a really, really good strategy. They are keeping Kharaa, on the absolute back foot right now, but at the same time, they're not ignoring their macro game. They are building up in surface access to prepare that room to receive a hive, and I think that's just amazing. And look at this on flight control. Unfortunately, Kharaa has just not been able to maintain flight control either.
No, and that's good. Even though they've got this whole tactic going on here, they've still got 1 Skulk left over to put a little bit of pressure on flight control. And that little bit of pressure is enough to divert 2 Marines and change up the whole game. It's really good.
And we must mention at this point that Kharaa is down 1 player. Bear Glue did crash out earlier in the game. You would have seen that on the text chat. Keed is being an awesome bunch of awesome people and continuing to play on despite being a man down in this game. And so it is favouring HBZ at the moment, but Keed, they are a bunch of ballers and they are still in with a chance and they are going to play on despite it being now a 5v6.
Skulk's pushing into ventilation. We've got the new expanded area, see, and they've got a lot more room to move. Taking out those Marines with ease, now working on the extractor, haven't taken out the power. See that Skulk up there getting in an ambush position, that's really effective.
It is really, ventilation is one of those rooms where Skulks can move around a lot. They can move in 3 dimensions. A lot of Skulks, when you're a newbie Skulk, I'm a bit of a newbie Skulk still, and I tend to move in 2 dimensions. I just run along the floor and leap at Marines. But if you use the walls, ceilings, and under railings, under catwalks to do damage, then you can be a much more effective Skulk.
Yeah, absolutely. And already another attack in the Marine start, taking out a Marine who's got a shotgun. Oh no, they've backed off, it looks like. So maybe just keeping that nice little pressure on, saying to the Marines, hey, if you want to come get a ventilation, it's going to hurt.
And look at that, the new mechanic allowing Marines to pick up dropped weapons is in play. That shotgun remained on the floor and could be picked up by another Marine. That's a big balance changer, allowing Marines to pick up those expensive weapons after they've been dropped. And now even the power is out in ventilation and Basti is still growing his little fortress here. I love being Gorge. I'm jealous of Basti in this game. I love doing it. And what's the deal with the cysts?
Well, the cysts are unconnected, that's why they're not glowing. And so what Basti's doing is he's belly sliding back and forth, trying to keep them alive, which is really good because he wants to keep those Hydras there and get ready for the hive. And you can see that drifter in. Maybe the alien commander's just waiting for some resources, but there's definitely going to be a hive there.
Yep, Shalorius has prepared his drifter, and you cannot overstate how effective Basti is being right now. He is literally sliding back and forth between those 2 unconnected cysts and keeping them alive, keeping the infestation down and keeping those Hydras there, and that is how he is securing that surface access hive, while the rest of his team just maintains devastatingly effective pressure on Marine start.
So what's going on now? We've got the Lurk who's just putting down spores as, you know, area denial. He's just saying, hey, don't come in here. Marines, screw that. Now
and I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you, Tempest, really rudely because I have seen this before. And look at this Skull coming out of the vent and attacking these 2 Marines who are trying to do a sneak attack on Generator. I am sorry, Tempest, I'll let you get back to that.
Okay, the Lurk still flying around trying to put some hurt down on the Marines. New spikes, new flight dynamics. He probably doesn't know what he's doing, but he's going in there. Oh, got them both.
That was some pretty cool play by those 3 aliens. They have secured that room. But yeah, go back and rewatch that ambush if you can, because that was a really cool ambush. The Skulk came out of the vent and attacked those 2 Marines from behind. I believe what Keed was trying to do was move and take some pressure off by killing the Generator Harvester. And if I was the Keed commander, that is exactly what I would do. And I think they just got very unlucky. There was a Skulk in there at just the wrong moment for them, and that Skulk played incredibly well.
And with this defense, the only strategy we would really have is the strategy they tried to use, which is going around the back, but they couldn't expect that Skulk to do that.
Yeah, so that was amazing Skulk play.
We've got defensive play, the Gorgeous Kharaa. Oh no, he's Bella sliding back up that ramp, but the Marines have got into ventilation, which is important. They need to start moving towards surface access, and that's what they're doing.
And 1 Marine has started to repair the power node in there while the other 2 try to cover him. So the aliens are trying to press back, but it looks like a back and forth shooting gallery down this corridor here with the Skulk using Parasite and the Lurk using spikes and spores, and a resource tower has finally been dropped here.
Yep, looks like they're pretty confident to take that area. They didn't get the power back on. Oh no, the power's back on. They've got their extractor up. See the lights flickering on there. Looks like they've taken ventilation. Looks pretty secure to me.
And that is good because they need that. They definitely need that because there is now a hive in service access, and it's only a matter of time before that hive grows to maturity. And when it does, what's the alien they're going to be up against?
Fades.
They are going to be up against Fades. Fades are nasty, nasty creatures, and you do not want to go up against them if you can help it. So the fact that HBZ has been able to secure that second hive is really, really important, and I really think it all comes down to Basti's amazing Gorge play and the fact that the rest of the team kept the pressure on Marine start.
Yep, we haven't seen much of the other side of the map. Guess nothing really went down that side of the map. Maybe the Marines should have gone around there. Maybe the aliens could have taken advantage of that, but a lot of the game took place in ventilation and service access, as in most Summit maps.
Yeah, it definitely did, and that is interesting that the other side of the map pretty much wasn't in play. And I guess we could speculate on strategies that Keed could have used to try and get out of this sticky situation. Maybe they could have set up some sentry guns outside their spawn and then moved down towards heliport perhaps. But to tell you the truth, I think they've just been caught by the fact that they are 1 down. And when you're in a 6v6, that is big. If you've got 1 commander, you've effectively lost 20% of your your fighting power if one of your players crashed out, and that is unfortunately what has happened to Keed here.
Yeah, and we've got a Skulk doing excellent damage. God, did you see it leaping onto the roof to get away? That's excellent example of three-dimensional Skulk play. He went down, but that was a great little escape. I bet that Marine didn't even know where he went.
Absolutely, it really is, and you've got to use the 3 dimensions as a Skulk. It makes you so much more effective when fighting Marines. This Marine holding off a Lurk and a Skulk down the end of that corridor. He's got balls. And now the Hive is up. It has matured. It is fully grown, and I bet we can expect fades any moment now. And Basti is still doing his assists here. No doubt a proper assist will be dropped in that room. My apologies, my phone just rang and interrupted that cast, but we are back into it. You can see there is a fully connected sys chain there, and that's what that's what HBZ will want to set up in the surface access Hive room. You can see there, Keyed down one player, but still playing like really cool people. They are not giving up. And look at this assist play in the vent. I love that. That's a really good placement.
Yeah, that looks really cool as well. I was just looking at the assists there because I think what we're going to see in there is see all the assists come online, see Basti, all his assists come online. He'll finally have to stop tending to his garden.
Yeah, and I think that when Basti is released from healing up the... Oh, we've got an attack in Marine Start, and we've got Skulks on the infantry portal. This is huge. We've got a robotics facility has gone down. It looks like an advanced armory has gone up before an observatory. That's an interesting tech choice from Keyed to get it in that order.
Yeah, and I think that Skulk just ninja'd that infantry portal. We didn't even see that, so that's just... I mean, that's an example of going around the other side of the map, and this is Keed's response. 2 sentry guns, I think that'll do the job.
They know that there are fades coming, and I think they're trying to establish a defensive line on one side of their base because they know they are going to be under massive pressure very, very soon from this fade you can see right here. And here we go. Basti has been released from his healing duties because there is now a large cyst. I don't want to say large cyst. A cyst is down. A Gorgeous deploy mini cysts and commanders deploy cysts. There is now a cyst in this base, and so the chain is in action, and he is no longer required to keep healing up those cysts. We have an attack down into generator. This is what Keed needs to do. They need to change the momentum of this battle. It looks like they're going to press through to Alien Start.
Yeah, it looks like they're interrupting the chain. They want to do this to try and cut off all the infestation in surface access. That's a good tactic. Go around the back door, interrupt the supply chain.
It is a very good idea. Unfortunately for them, there is a fade in here. This fade is blinking back and forth terrifyingly. It's just apparating in and out of existence, and those Marines are going to go down. Unfortunately as well, I think if they had succeeded in taking out that cyst, it would not have broken the chain because there's a Hive on either end. So while it was definitely the right thing to be doing, getting pressure down on the aliens, they probably didn't realize that there was a Hive in surface access. That is the first time I think that Keed has come face to face with the fades in this game.
Yeah, look at how fast this fade is moving. I couldn't even keep up with it in the spectator camera. They're deadly now with that reduced energy cost. But of course, increased energy is not swiping. We can see here the fade has to really pick its targets a lot more. But it still does a lot of damage and takes down those 2 Marines fairly easily.
It does. The fact that the fade is now, the swipe time has been increased. It is now, the swipe is now slower, means that you have to really increase your skills when playing as a fade and only swipe when you know you're going to hit. Otherwise, you'll find yourself out of energy or without a swipe when you need it. Here we go, Basti following in this fade, going to be able to keep him healed up, and he's going to go to work on the power node in the meantime, and a Lurk flying in as well, and the extractor has gone down.
Yeah, it looks like Basti's pretty happy to finally get away from pressing that right click over and over again. He's going to come in and just help out with the aliens and get into some of the action. Looks like a push.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I love playing Gorge. I love being the guy who heals up the base and heals up your teammates while they fight. So I'm loving having his perspective in there. Thank you, Basti, for providing it. And of course, thank you, Shalorius and Blue as well for recording your perspectives. Really appreciate it here at NS2HD. This ventilation power node is in trouble. That's probably going to go down soon, and it's going to reduce the Marines to pretty much Marine Start, and that is it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, I didn't see another infantry portal in their base. I don't think they've rebuilt yet, so that could be a real big problem if the Marines, if the aliens start putting on pressure now.
Yeah, if you get 2 Marines down and you've only got 1 infantry portal, it's going to take a long time to reinforce, let alone if you have 3 down. And the pressure is now on the aliens very wisely not attacking via, what's it called, flight control, because there's 2 sentry guns there. They're just attacking via ventilation. And now I don't think this is looking very good for Keed at all.
Nope, they've got in there. The Lurk is in flying around, putting spores down. Smog is just called GG, the fades are in. Marines are just spawning too slow, unfortunately.
Yep, and I really don't think Keed could have done anything else there. HBZ played exceptionally well, and Keed lost a player. So all round, very well played by everyone, and I think that was a really great game. And of course, part 2 will be coming up a few days after part 1 goes up, so we hope you're all looking forward to that. Leave comments underneath this video because we read all comments, and I love all comments, and I use them to improve these casts. Let us know what you think about the pre-game show as well. What do you think was the overarching theme of this game, Tempest?
Pressure. Applying pressure while also managing your macro game and teching up.
Absolutely, it is absolutely critical, and I think the fact that HBZ put the pressure on while maintaining their macro game was just absolutely critical, and it paid amazing dividends for them in the end, and it's a real improvement on HBZ compared to when we last saw them play against Frelge earlier on. I think that was one of the first casts of a clan game that NS2HD ever did, but very well played from Keed to be one man down, and they will in fact have a sub for game 2, so you will see a 6v6 in game 2. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Woohoo, thanks.
And we will see you all soon for more NS2HD videos.